Hello, thank you for joining me. I want to talk about growing up. Probably like me, you know some younger people who seem a lot older than their years, maybe because they come across as quite worldly wise, or maybe a bit staid for their age even. Or there are older people who have still got that get up and go, might not be physical, but they can still hold a good conversation, a good discussion, and they have things to say. But thinking about the populace in general, certainly we in Britain have, for our infants, milestones, developmental milestones that they are expected to reach by a certain age. Sort of sitting up, turning over, or turning over, sitting up, cooing, eating solid foods, crawling, walking, all in a different order probably to which I've named them. It's been a lot of years since I've been involved in anything like that. Then in education, there are milestones to be met. In the younger years, certainly in Britain, we have similar developmental milestones where they are observed in class. Yes, he, she can do this, can do that. Right, no, that's not been achieved yet. And that way, any possible educational delays might be picked up, but no child ever develops like that. So there will be peaks and troughs. And some children sort of sit looking at the world for a good while and then suddenly start talking in full sentences, explaining things. They've just been watching the world, taking it in, and decided it's about time to make their contribution. So we're always being surprised by things like that. And so it goes with exams in school, then on to college, university, if that is the chosen path, or going through some kind of training, whatever. There are always these milestones. And I suppose that the unofficial ones as well, they come into play. When is it a first boyfriend, a first girlfriend, in inverted commas, as little ones? He's my boyfriend, she's my girlfriend. Having said that, my mum and dad, they met when they were both 8 years old. Mum was a brownie and dad was a Cub Scout. And that didn't hold them back in any way. Their relationship continued all through their married life. But what else is there? The first kiss. The first... Oh, I've got to be careful of YouTube here. Learning to drive, that's safer ground. We'll go with that one. I'm sure you all know what I was meaning. And so it goes. There are milestones in development. But for me, one of the most important development milestones showing that somebody has actually grown up is an ability to accept that they are not always right all the time. You must have met someone like that who has always done it bigger, better, faster, younger age, older age, whatever. They've always exceeded others, bettered others. I find such people so wearing to be around. And they are very good at, as we used to say, hoisting their own petard, yelling loudly that this is what they've achieved. But when they hit the point of realizing that actually, sorry, not realizing, acknowledging, because the realization could have happened before, but they didn't want to lower their image in their eyes by admitting that they might be wrong. But when they reach that stage of being able to admit that they are wrong, wow, that's a sign of maturity. And for some, it's the opposite way. If they have been brought up in a controlling family situation, a controlling background, and they can be convinced that they have nothing to offer, that they are always wrong. So usually the easiest way is to just keep stum. If I don't say anything, I can disappear into the woodwork. Nobody will notice me and nobody will bother about me. And this can often be associated with the control being quite abusive, though to me any form of control is abusive. But we had children like that in classrooms who maybe were just shy, maybe had not been encouraged at home to join in family discussions. Whenever we had friends of my son's round, I'd always say, right, topic for discussion. And over the meal table, we would have a discussion, set the ground rules that nobody shouted over anybody else. Everybody listened. Everybody's opinion was to be accepted, challenged, okay, but not just dismissed. And that used to be great fun, seeing how they coped with that. Some were very much in your face, and others, they'd watch and listen, and then just chip in with a very, very relevant comment. That was often unheeded by the others, but I never missed those. It was something that I was looking out for. So, the quiet ones, when they decide that it's time for them stopping being wrong, stopping them being unheard, but actually being able to speak out and be listened to, that's a huge step, a huge mature step to take. So we're all different. We all develop at different stages, different ways, different backgrounds. But for me, the most telling one is that when somebody accepts that they are not always right. Some never do. They go on through life thinking that they are always right. And no, I'm leaning on an open door there again, because my mind is instantly going down one road. I will behave. So on that note, having closed a couple of doors to myself, I will say thank you for joining me. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.